Okay, hey, welcome to Gas Under Pressure, where we have got a large collection of mantles and we have a gamma ray spectrometer. So we're kind of picking up a little bit of background here from all of the stuff that's sitting here in front of us. So normally my background count here would be somewhere around 2 or 3 counts per second, and it's up into 13, 14 just because we have so much here. So this is kind of an attempt to answer some of the questions about, like, do my mantles contain thorium or are they yttrium based? So for those that don't know, the whole thorium bit is the original one, thorium-232, and you may be able to see in the bottom of the graph there that I've kind of got a live shot going, that it'll show that it's identifying the background radiation right now as thorium-232, which is exactly correct. So that was what was used originally to give you the brilliant bright white that you would expect to see from these mantles. Well, things being what they are, they decided eventually to move to yttrium. It's non-radioactive. It's almost is bright white, but it's not close. I may have a picture I can pop up on the screen there, kind of showing a comparison of one that I have on the left there would be a yttrium mantle, and the one on the right would be a thorium mantle. But the deal is that, well, all the old mantles had that had thorium in them, and then also people say, well, some of these new ones, all of these have them, and these were manufactured in this particular plant. They've got them and all this other stuff. So we're going to clear that up today, and we're just going to start going through this. So this thing, you can probably hear it clicking away in the background. That's basically every time it's getting a particle hitting the scintillator inside of here. This is a Radiacode 102. Anyway, anytime it hits the crystal in there, it glows and it picks up the glow, and then it counts that. So here we have gold top coarse weave mantles, and these are for 111s. And when I bought these, I'm like, oh yeah, these are the old ones. They look like the silk lights, so they got to be good, right? Well, guess what, folks? These are yttrium based. There is really almost nothing in here. The slightly elevated. We went from 7 to a 9, but that's really pretty much nothing. So and that's actually just kind of me holding it over here because we've got so much from all this going on. So okay, well, what about these the finer weave gold top mantles? Are we any luckier with that? No, not really. No, we're not. How about the Insta clips for the North Star lanterns? Those are coarse weave, and maybe those have got something for us. They don't. They absolutely do not. But you're like, okay, well, prove to us that it works. Well, I got something that definitely works. So yeah, you put this on here, and you can definitely tell that we're getting a whole lot more counts from this than any of the other ones, right? So over 87 counts per second there with those. So anyway, so yeah, it definitely, the old silk lights for sure. You'll see that. Here's some older mantles. These are 21As, and again, really nothing here. I mean, I really should hold this right here and then just bring this in because we're picking up some of the background from the other ones that are around us. Now, this was pretty interesting. These are the old Peerless. This one, Peerless, was actually made in the Philippines, and so this says new brighter formula. These have been touted to be a thorium-based mantle, and when you put it on here, you'll see that there's essentially no reaction to it whatsoever, other than just me being in this general area here. Is picking it up. In fact, when I put it here, it's actually looks like it's blocking the radiation a little. Well, maybe not, but the bottom line is that there's no massive reaction from that. So we take a look at the 24As. These are also Philippines based, and put them on here. Nothing at all. Now, I've been told that the India-based Peerless are, and that's what these are. These are made in Gujarat, India. That these are not thorium-based. Well, I kind of beg to differ. They're not quite as strong as the silk lights. They're about half as much as the silk lights. but they're still pretty stout. So you're like, okay, so the ones from India are good. Okay, so here's another set. These are actually more Philippine ones. Again, reputed to be thorium, and they're definitely not. No real change. But we take a look here. These are the India 111s, and you put it on here, and we're off to the races with the counts here. So 50, 51. So that's there. So now we're moving into some of these other ones. We got some Lancasters, anchor mantles, the new Colemans, some other different new Colemans, some other 111s. These are ones that came from Canada, some Petromax, some Ready Lights, and other Peerless. So we'll start off here with the Lancasters. Now these were made in the Philippines by Peerless for Lancaster lanterns. So Philippines, Peerless made. We've experienced these not having any thorium in them whatsoever with the other ones. But guess what? Here's a Peerless mantle made in the Philippines that absolutely, silence that alarm, that are absolutely positive for thorium. And you can see down here on the very bottom of that live track shot there, it'll show you that it's identifying it as TH232. So anyway, we'll continue on. 111 Silk Light. Yep, definitely pretty up there. 54, almost 60. Definitely pretty solid. Anchor mantles. These are like for the Petromaxes and whatnot. So you would figure that these have got all kinds of craziness to them. Nope, nothing at all. So I find this really fascinating that some of these that I would expect to have them, like for instance, these old gold tops, it blows my mind that these have absolutely nothing in them. I would think that these definitely would, but they absolutely do not. So newer Colemans, we know these aren't going to do anything because all the new production is, those other ones didn't do it back then. These certainly won't. So I brought those, and then here's some other new ones here also. Really no trigger off on that. And here's the Canadian 99s, which are out of production. I managed to grab a few before they stopped making them, but anyway, nothing on those either. Then we move into these here. So we've got Petromax. I was given a big pack of these, and so you check those out, and we are definitely not quite as much as the other ones, but they're up there pretty good. 46, 45. So yeah, definitely the Petromax original mantles that I've got there. Those count. These are Peerless that are made in India also. And yeah, instant response almost up into the 60s. And so I got those. And then I've got these, which are Ready Light mantles. They don't really say much else about them. They look pretty basic. I think these almost look like these were supposed to be with what was it? The 252, the military mil-spec lantern. So I said, well, let's check these and see what they're up to. Folks, let me tell you something. These are about the spiciest set of mantles I've ever seen. I mean, we're up around 120. These are like double the amount of thorium of the ones that I've looked at here, all the other ones. So it is just yeah, pretty much off the chart. I think I might have some. Yeah, I got these. These are sun flames. So let me grab this. It's probably picking some up through my desk, or there may just be old mantles and my desk is probably contaminated with thorium. Oh man, my live shot's done gone unlive. There we go. Get it back in there. Hopefully that's still lined up. Well, let's take a look at these. These are sun flames, I believe. That's what they call them. Yeah, sun flame. So these are the ones that I've seen in the past, they actually say radioactive on them. On these, they don't. But yeah, we're up in that Not quite as much as the ready lights, but yeah. So these are quite packed with the thorium. So anyway, that's the walkthrough of all these different mantles that I've kind of collected over the years, and it's really interesting to see which ones actually do use thorium and ones that say they do, or I've heard that they do, and you find out that they don't. And to me, so that's kind of interesting. So let's see, ones that use it. These are ones that definitely have thorium in them. These don't. These don't. These don't. These don't. These don't. These do. Right? Yep. Definitely do. Definitely do. The Indian version do. The Philippines does not. Here's another one. This one does. This one does not. This one does not. And none of these do. Yep. So there you go, folks. I hope this has been a little bit illuminating for you as to what actually contains thorium or not. It does make a bit of a difference. It's not a huge difference, but you can tell that you'll get definitely a wider light off of a thorium mantle than you will off the yttrium ones. So at any rate, that is the whole story for today. So see you next time. Until then, keep them lit.